Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
I don't know what I just did. Oh, there. Okay. I'm still trying to figure out this two monitor thing. Oh, I see what happened.
Shit, I haven't been live in so long. People probably like, what?
Have you been. What do you mean you haven't been live or you haven't done any videos?
Nothing.
Oh, I see. You are live.
Is it up? They can hear us
Oh,
talking.
yeah. No, it's
Oh.
just your intro song.
Mm-hmm.
What's that? Is that audio coming from your end or my speaker?
Yeah, it's probably coming from your speaker. Yeah. Hi, Dana. I see Dana's in the chat. Oh, I see a couple other viewers. I can't see.
I can't hear you at
Oh,
all of a sudden.
you can't hear me?
Hang on, I know why.
What's up, Paula Russo? Oh, look, it's Tyler Kiwala squared.
Oh, I need to. Oh, I have to mute my YouTube. That's what I need
There
to
you
do. Oh,
go.
there. I was like, what?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Oh,
you're good.
Dana,
I
Head
got you.
Sovereign. Got a few people here. Hello, hello. Uh, yeah, so there's literally no plan to this, guys. I just want you to know that. I know I haven't been live in forever.
There's
Welcome
ob-
to Cognitive Dissonance.
there's obviously a plan if you have it that titled the way you do.
Wait, it's titled? Oh shit, I didn't change that's my fault.
Syria, Russia, and Biden poking the bear.
Oh no. Yeah, that was my last video. I'm gonna have to fix that, man. I'm new. I wasn't
Well,
ready.
let's talk about
Oh, we can definitely, there's some shit to talk about there for sure.
it.
If you want my black pill of the day, I think we're headed for some trouble, personally. Let's see. Who
Yeah, I
else
got
can you
the
see?
notification. Syria, Russia, and Biden poking the bear.
Uh-oh. Uh, yeah, that was my last video. I just didn't change it. I might have to go in there and fix it when we're done. Oops.
Yeah, oh, Alara's on here.
Oh.
She said, "What the fuck is happening here? Do you guys even know?"
Yes, man, we know. This is what it looks like when there's no freaking plan, Alara. Everything don't have to be OCD, timed and perfected. Just
No,
do some
exactly.
random, I'm on just on some random shenanigans today. But if you want to keep an eye on the D Live and the Foxhole chat, that'd be super freaking helpful since you're here. Yep, that is the title. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get on the foxhole and see what that
Yeah,
looks
let
like.
me see. I can bring it up. I'm gonna have to make us littler. Hold on here. The peeps is just gonna have to
Oh, that's not what I
understand.
want to do.
Let's see what we're doing here. Swoop. Oh, I got something exciting to show you, Tyler.
Say what?
I got something exciting to show you, right?
All right,
I
bring it
got an
on.
Amazon problem. We'll
You
just,
okay?
yeah,
I don't know. I didn't know that. No,
yeah. I
I know
have,
about your other problems, but
I have an Amazon shopping problem, right? And I went on there. Hold on, let me go in here. I'm gonna have to mute this real quick for. Okay, so I went on there looking for that original Illuminati card game. You know what I'm talking about? From like the 80s, and they had them, but they were like $700. I was like, oh hell no, like ain't nobody got time for that. But what I did find was this. Look at this. Conspiracy Theory, the board game, right?
let's play.
Right? Well, listen, I haven't. I took the wrapping off, but I haven't really unboxed it yet. So let's. It looks super freaking interesting, right? Not to mention, now it's got rules, but we don't do all that,
You ever watch those people unbox those mystery gifts on
right?
YouTube
No,
or
well, you know what's even crazier than that? The dark web mystery boxes, the ones
yeah?
where people get like I don't even know what evidence of murders and creepy dolls. And have you ever seen, man, that? That
No, I haven't gone that deep, but
Oh yes, there are entire YouTube channels devoted to covering the mystery, the dark web mystery box unboxings, and people like they order them off these like I don't know Red Room sites or Red
oh, it's
Room
not all.
affiliated sites.
It's not all off eBay, because I know a lot of them are from eBay.
No, a lot of people will they'll run Tor, go onto the dark web, order from these like super nefarious sites, and get these like man, this one dude, he's got a channel on YouTube. I'll have to find it at some point. Oh, where the hell's my foxhole chat? Um, there it is. So, oh, there are some people here. So he opened up the thing, and there was like an old VHS tape, and like a little kid's shoe, and like just some creepy shit. Right? He ended up having to call the police and turn it into the police because he was convinced it was evidence of a murder.
Well,
Like, I'm not giving my mailing address to near one person.
I guess we're watching different ones because I just watched a guy open a box that had a half-eaten box of cereal
Oh yeah,
inside.
and
So
there's those, of course. I'd be pissed. Like, for what? Okay, so they got, it is a board game, so of course they send a board. I don't know how the hell. If you can see this nice, look at that. Oh, wow, that's freaking impressive, right?
do we need the board or can we just ask the
No,
questions?
well, that's no. It's actually a trivia game, and I haven't opened the cards yet, but we're gonna open them now, right? And it's kind of nifty because they've got QR codes on them, so like you can actually scan the QR code to learn more about the conspiracy. But let's do some trivia, Tyler.
Wait, speaking of QR codes, we should
Hmm.
cover that Ivanka Trump
Oh,
thing
yeah, yeah. Now I did
just
see that.
just for the hell of it, just because I it fooled me. I mean,
Oh, at first I was like,
well,
what?
I'm just like because I tried it and I'm like, whoa, it actually does take you somewhere. So I'm thinking there's
That it
something to
must be
this.
legit, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I mean that one was easy to fall for, I think, because of the way it happened. That's not everybody's gonna like. To me, taking the time to research it is taking the time to try it out yourself. And I'm like, oh shit, this actually works. And
Hmm.
then a couple, everyone else was sharing it, so you share it, and then you realize that some anon. What
Had it,
even
they
happened?
they what did they do? They actually had posted it there so that it was affiliated with the website, and so then when you clicked it, it that was where it was found on the internet, and so then it took you there. Isn't that how that went?
Yeah, it's confusing to me
I could be
because
wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what like Alara said. Kate had posted something about it.
well,
Uh,
everybody's so everybody has debunked it, right? Because they say, "Oh no, some anon did this," and when you
mhm.
search it, it's because this anon already put this code on the board, so that's where it takes you. But my question is, how do you override the QR, the original scan? Why can't we scan the QR code
And see
and
what it
take
actually ties
and
to.
see what it actually takes us to?
Hmm.
That's what like no one can answer that question. They're just saying that it's not true.
I
But
don't
no one
know.
can answer where the original source is of the Q.
Maybe because maybe the picture everybody got was digitally manipulated and the QR code was planted there. Maybe there was no QR code in the original picture. Do we know? Have we found an original? I haven't, I
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody
technically I
might
should be
have.
working today and I'm sure that would come across at some point, but I ain't on it today.
I still have questions about it. Like I understand the story, so you know, we don't
Right?
share it and spread this info and make ourselves look stupid.
Right?
At the same time, I'm like, well, what's to look stupid about if there's no actual if you can't get to any other source from scanning that code, then
Well,
how
and
is it?
like that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
unless the QR code was put in the picture. You feel me? Like that wasn't the original QR code. Maybe there was something with the QR code, but they digitally overlaid their QR code so that anytime you scan it from the manipulated picture, it's going to
Oh
go
yeah,
there.
yeah. I
You
see
feel
what you're
me?
saying.
Maybe. That's just a theory. I don't know. I'm just asking. All right, Tyler, you ready?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Oh, this one's easy. You'll know this. All right. Conspiracy theory. All right. What plot involves globally projecting holograms of alien invaders in order to create a new world order? Let me give you the question. Let me give you the answers first, and then you can pick.
No,
Even
I
though
don't even need them.
I
I know
know
the
this one's
answer.
easy. The options are Now You See Me, Project Bluebeam, VR Domination, or the lucid reordering?
Project Bluebeam. What
Right.
is Project Bluebeam?
Right. Right. All right. Oh, this is interesting. As a matter of fact, we just talked about this one on Space Force News not too long ago. Okay. Raylist, who believes humans were created by aliens, are active in what modern political movement? A. Oh, Jesus. Seriously. Okay. A. Women's rights to be topless in public. B. Making Alien Day a national holiday. C. Elimination of plastic bottles. Or D. Overthrowing the European Union.
What was the question again?
Okay, you know the Raylists. Man, they were founded by some freaking French dude. Hold on.
Okay, but what was the question?
The Raylists, who believe that humans were created by aliens, are active in what modern political movement? A. The women's rights to be topless in public. B. Making Alien Day a national holiday. C. The elimination of plastic bottles. Or D. Overthrowing the European Union.
I'd say C.
It's actually A.
Is it what?
Women, honest to God,
That's just
ain't that can
ridiculous.
you see it?
No, yeah, the topless
Yeah,
thing.
women's
But
right to be topless in public. Okay, all right. Well, they got priorities. I mean, what can we say about that?
I don't know. I mean, how are you supposed to know something like that? You know,
Right.
so that's how some of these trivia games are. Like, well, I mean, if you happen to know it, I guess
Well, it's
you're
nifty
lucky.
because you can actually, like I said, you can scan the little QR code and learn more about the conspiracy. There's another thing of cards. Oh, these are like cover-up cards. I guess it's part of the game. Hmm.
Hey, is there a
Uh,
way to? So I know I can get on the Foxhole chat on my computer. Is there a way to get on the chat on your phone?
yeah, they were just talking about that. Whose show was I watching the other day? Was that
I don't know
Methods?
how to do that.
Maybe. It should be the same. There, at the top, you'll see the thing where it's got the links and the little clock, and then you've got the little chat bubble. You click the chat bubble, and it should pop up, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I see it now. I just didn't know.
Free to
I'm not.
boobies,
Now
Leo
it says
Worth
I'm not.
says. Alara says, man, I suck at this. Ha ha ha. Okay.
Alara said Alien Day. She
Yep.
was wrong too.
All right, Alara, here's an easy one. This one's for you, okay? All right. What building is said to be the North American headquarters for the New World Order? A. The Denver International Airport. B. Area 51 near Roswell, New Mexico. C. Trump Tower in New York City. Or D. The Space Needle in Seattle. All right. Come on,
That's
Alara.
I know that one.
Right?
At least I think I do. Can I answer it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Denver Airport.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. It is definitely the Denver International Airport, people.
I mean, there's way too much going on there. That's
Man, them
obvious.
paintings,
That's obvious. Yeah.
how creeptastic is that shit? They got a whole underground network of tunnels. You've got the Masonic seals in the flooring. There's
Well, there's more than that. So in the flooring, I have pictures of it. I noticed last time I was there.
can you want oh you have it on your computer? If you want
No,
to
no, no.
share, I can make you
I,
a
d-
okay.
I don't have them
Oh,
on my
Alara
computer.
had the oh look at you guys. You guys knew that one. Okay.
So anyway, I had a 1 hour layover. I was coming back from East City. I was all high vibe and I'm a feeler anyway. That's like I can just feel in the energies and stuff. I started getting sick to my stomach there. I was just like there was some dark energy. And I noticed that stamped in the floor in this one area are children's handprints.
Oh hell no.
Like an actual stamped child's hand alongside of pedo symbols. There's children's handprints and then the little spirals and triangles and stuff. And then on top of that, there was like these reptilian looking hands. They looked like it looks like a reptile's hands.
Like
And
with the extended like 3, 4
yeah,
fingers or
yeah,
whatever. Like
and then on top of that,
what?
there's random dinosaur bones like a dinosaur skull and like random little dinosaurs in the floor too. It's really eerie, but it's like they're just straight up telling you like, here's the pedo symbols, here's the actual kids' handprints. They probably used that child's hands to stamp that during construction,
Oh good
and
lord. Yeah, the horse was enough for me. That evil-eyed ass horse outside, like I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm
and
good.
you know what's really interesting about that? Well, it's
They
I don't
got
know
a
how.
they got a what Egyptian god did they just bring over there too? They got a big statue of Anubis, I think.
Anubis. I was gonna guess
Uh-huh.
Anubis. That would make the most sense.
Yeah. Creepy shit.
Um, so those same dark horses, that same dark horse that's in front of Denver Airport. I don't. We're gonna get crazy here, but Tony Rodriguez, the SSP whistleblower, says up on Ceres, um, the colony where he was stationed for a while, um, they hired, they literally took two sculptors from Earth and put them through 20 and backs so they can send them up to Ceres and sculpt two of these horses in front of stone, gigantic stone horses in front of this entrance of like one of the German facilities. And they apparently, according to him, they took two of these guys on not to be any part of this programs, but to specifically spend 20 years, their entire stay, sculpting these horses and then brought back.
Oh hell no.
And it's he even has a drawing of exactly what it looks like. But I mean, yeah, you could whatever believe whatever you want. I still find it interesting.
Let's see. Maybe. Oh, see. I was say now my slow ass computer about to start fighting with me. Maybe. All right.
Lucifer is the name of the horse. I don't know if that's real or
Oh
not,
my
but
God. Look at it. I mean, that sounds about right.
yeah,
Right? Look at
and it has
this.
the red eyes.
Yeah. I mean, why would you? I wouldn't even want to go anywhere near here. That's horrific. Lucifer. They kill me. Like calling that telescope Lucifer,
Yeah,
the one the Vatican owns. Like, come on, man.
oh, by the way, did you see? So they're having a conference held at the Vatican that is going to be, they're going to be speaking on the health issue right now. And the three main names that are speaking are Fauci, Chelsea Clinton, and Deepak Chopra, who
Wait, what?
Deepak Deepak Chopra, if you know who he is,
Yeah. What is
yeah,
he
he's,
doing?
I don't know. Well, I have a feeling that he is um trapped or blackmailed at this point. At this point, I mean, he's been on Oprah before, so it's been shady. Because if you read his books without any context, you're gonna think he's putting out this beautiful, amazing message.
A what
But
is
now you
that?
see him speaking at the
Island of
Vatican
Doctor
on this with these
Doctor
people.
Moreau.
Tells me that
What's the
he's
one where they put
more
the
than
eight people?
likely in so deep right now he can't get out. Like I don't think he's willingly a part of it anymore. I feel like he's blackmailed. Without any context.
That's wild. I mean, you to come on now. You want to put your name with those people?
Well, I don't think he does.
I hope not.
I don't think he does. But at this point, like what happened with Flynn during that whole period when he couldn't talk, they threatened his family.
Yeah,
You
that is
know,
wild.
so this happens more than we think, and I feel like that's the case here.
That is wild. Oh, thank you, Soul Tribe and Kitty Woo on D Live. All right, let's find. Hold on, let's see what else we got here. Oh, okay. Let's see, Tyler. I think you weren't you working on. I think you were working on a documentary about this. I think at some point, the Serpent
Probably.
Mound in Ohio
Oh,
was built to mine what rare element for aliens? Gold,
monatomic. Oh, yeah.
gold, platinum, uranium, or iridium?
Well, my gold. I thought, but I could be wrong. Iridium,
Iridium.
iridium.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know.
You would think it would
Um,
be gold. I mean, everything we hear is about like the whatchamacallits, the
to go the Anunnaki, the
Anunnaki. I was gonna
Pleiadians.
say the
Yeah.
Ashkenazi, and I that's way
Um,
wrong. The Anunnaki wanting to come and mine gold to use
yeah.
to use as what? Like some sort of it reflects. It helps with solar radiation, right? So they need it.
Well, it's yeah, but it's actually so there's that's a whole rabbit hole. That apparently that whole narrative is just like a cover story for what really happened. Like the main purpose wasn't to use us as slaves to mine gold. That's one of the theories. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know. But the amount of time, it's like the gold is used for lots of technologies. Apparently, um, it has it can make it through different. The reason they want gold in particular, monatomic gold, is because it can make it through different densities and dimensions without changing the molecular structure, and it's actually it's very viable. They can use it anywhere in space. That's one of the main reasons they gold is sought after. It's not because it's rare, because it's apparently it's abundant here, and that's like one of the biggest psyops on the planet. There's so much of it, and they're just tricking us, making us
Yeah,
think
I
it's
read
rare.
something a while ago that they had that on Earth, what they could show for now, that they had only mined something like what was it, like 100 Olympic-sized swimming pools worth of gold, which is really not that much,
No. Well,
or some
apparently inner Earth.
allegedly.
If you buy into the whole inner Earth thing, like everything down there is made of gold. By the way, have you did you see the Godzilla vs King Kong movie?
No, not yet. I
That
was.
movie is disclosure. They talk
Everybody
about
keeps saying that.
they hint at secret space programs. They hint at they don't hint at Hollow Earth. They go to Hollow Earth, and they go underground Area 51. They talk about all the levels down there. They even say that it was built by lizard people. Um, they talk about
Lizard people
like a
everywhere.
reptilian history on Earth. They talk about, I forgot. There's so much. The whole time you're like, holy shit! They're just telling you, oh, all these suppressed technologies and what they're doing, like, and how, I don't know. They just stood like exposing their entire game in that movie. It's like all there for you to see.
I was wanting to order it, like, you know how they have where you can order the theater movies on like Amazon Prime for like whatever, I don't know, 20 bucks. I haven't even looked to see if it was on there. I keep telling myself to do that, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Like,
Do it.
yes,
It's totally worth your time.
I want to, yeah, I should do that.
It is.
Ah, here's a good one. Oh, look,
Somebody
that's
said only in two Olympic-sized swimming pools,
two Olympic-sized swimming pools.
which is absolutely nothing.
Okay, that's right. That's right. Look at me misquoting stuff. I knew I had seen something about that somewhere. And speaking of that, like what they wanted, I had read something about them wanting the gold because their planet was destroyed and they needed it to build some sort of a solar radiation shield or something along
I,
those
yeah,
lines.
I
Does that sound right?
anything sounds right. Anything's possible at this point.
Right. Who knows?
I really don't know.
Right.
It's
I
not
mean,
worth arguing
like
about.
personally, I think they're the fallen. So who knows
Do
what the
what
hell they want?
the Anunnaki? You mean?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot. I mean, there's so many theories. Like, there's a main theory, and then now we're hearing all this stuff. I couldn't tell you. I have no
Yeah, I
idea.
think they're the
I'm
fallen.
open.
I think the Nephilim are their hybrid kids that they made with, them and humans, and I think it lines up with scripture. I think they're trying to, I think the tech that they put here, like they're trying to tear a hole in the veil,
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
I mean they're definitely doing that. If they've already done that, I
Yeah, oh,
mean,
it's a like, man, there's so much right now,
yeah.
so much activity. I mean, just so much. I mean, the energy is you can feel it sometimes, like just the
Oh,
difference in the energy, like your whole body will feel it. It's the freaking weirdest thing.
that's what I was saying. I felt at Denver. I
I
was
bet.
yeah. I'm sensitive to that stuff, and I was actually getting. I could almost like see what they were doing beneath, like to these children. I felt like it was happening right below our feet there, and I was just like getting angry at the thought of it, and I had to like calm myself, and like thank God I only had like a short layover there because I was like, get me out of here.
Right, right. That's man. I wouldn't want to go there at all.
Yeah. Yeah, people are saying you need to see that movie.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. What are they saying?
Hollow Earth, total disclosure. Yeah, but I think their whole depiction of Hollow Earth um
See, I
is
think I think I can go with the honeycomb Earth.
yeah, their
You
depiction
know what
of
I
it in
mean?
that movie is 100% inaccurate
Yeah, like I heard
intentionally.
somebody saying there was a sun in the middle of the Earth and this and that or whatever.
Well, I think that's likely some type of source. but I don't
What
know.
energy source? I thought that man, Brooks Agnew was so. I mean, they could. They wouldn't even. He was saying something about how they didn't even need. You wouldn't even need a sun to create light down there. I mean, you can create light from. We've talked about this on Space Force, and you can create light from sound.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know,
Well, that's the weird thing. They don't know where the light source comes from.
right?
Any testimony, any whistleblower, any testimony from inner Earth, they explain the same exact thing. It was lit up, but they couldn't see a light source, and that's like across the board. So I don't know. That's interesting.
That's wild.
Yeah,
That's
and
wild.
there's a lot of theories. The one I resonate with is that the Earth crust is 300 miles thick, meaning it would technically the diameter of the hollow Earth would be 600 miles less than the diameter of the
Right.
Earth. The
I got you.
crust is, and then the gravity is the gravity belt is 300 miles deep, or no, 150 miles deep. So you have gravity in the Earth's crust, and then so whenever you go into the holes in the north or south pole, you're just sailing in the ocean, and you never know that you're actually going in or
Into the
earth
earth.
because you just stay on the
Mm-hmm.
crust,
I feel
and
you.
you'll never know the difference that you're upside down, just like you don't know if
Right.
you're on which side of the planet you're on. And
Right.
they say so. And then apparently from certain accounts, like that actual hole in like the North Pole is actually like 1,400 miles wide. It's a gigantic hole. That's clearly, I don't know if they're accurate, but it shows up in a lot of old photos. And now you go to Google Earth and it's clearly smudged that whole
Man,
area.
they screw with you on Google Earth.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. That whole that movie talks about the Antarctica base and what happened in Antarctica and how Antarctica is the entrance to inner Earth and all this
I
stuff.
don't, man. I mean, that's what Robert Admiral Byrd said
Yeah, yeah.
when he went down there. You know,
Hmm.
allegedly.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly. Exactly.
the flat earthers will swear up and down he was protecting the ice wall, but I don't think that's right at all. I think he went in the earth. I
No,
think
there's
it's
ways. I've listened to that video, and that like it's one of those videos where you can basically whatever you want to hear, you're gonna get out of it. Like it's like, yeah, I don't think he meant that. I can see you can spin it that way, but
well, he literally said that they were sending people down there looking for bases.
yeah, I mean,
You know, he said
sure,
that,
they've already known. Yeah, I don't know.
right?
The movie, The Boys from Brazil talks about the cloning, human cloning. They were trying to. The whole movie is about them trying to clone Hitler, but it talks about them going to Antarctica too.
Man, that's crazy. Have you ever seen what is it called? Iron Sky?
Oh yeah, that's that.
That's
I know.
great.
I've never seen
Those
it, but
are
I
great.
know. I know all
Oh,
about it.
yeah, those are great. You got to watch those. If you haven't seen them, they're pretty freaking funny. You got to watch those. And you know, there's a lot of it's like that's disclosure too. Like really. You got to watch those. It's
No,
wild.
yeah, there's two of them, right?
Two or three.
There might be. Yeah, I know the one that it talks about like the moon bases on the moon. Hitler's riding a dinosaur, the inner Earth. I mean, all kinds
They're
of shit.
crazy.
Yeah,
Space Nazis and space Nazis and all kind of stuff.
some of that stuff's not so far off, but they have to
Yeah,
make it. They have to add parts of it that are ridiculous, so you just assume it's
of
all
course.
ridiculous. Like that's
Of course.
that's the whole key to that.
I'm sure that's what they did with this movie too.
Oh yeah,
You know,
absolutely. I mean, yeah, they didn't have to do anything. They had Godzilla and King Kong already,
mm
so
mhm. Right?
that's your
Put what you want in there otherwise, right?
yeah.
That's crazy. All right, Tyler. What do conspiracists claim is the real reason the government is adding fluoride to drinking water? Is it A, to create obesity in children, B, mind control, C, revenge against the dentists, or D, our reptilian leaders prefer the taste of fluorinated blood?
Mind control.
Mind control.
It's technically to calcify the pineal gland,
Right.
so yeah, but it's also mind control. Same thing.
Let's find out.
Man, I'm good at this game.
Yeah. I was just thinking these questions. Let me find. Let me find. Wait, what?
I'm
What
glad
the
you
hell
got
is
it.
it?
That's a cool game.
I think it's so much fun. I wish I had somebody physically here that we could play the actual game because it looks
Yeah.
entertaining as shit. All right, here's one. I've never even heard this. In the square flat Earth theory,
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
why don't things fall off the edge of the Earth? A. The edge is marked with a no trespassing sign. B. It is surrounded by infinitely high mountains. C. A gravity well halts all objects. Or D. Angels are guarding them.
I've never dove down that rabbit hole.
The
I don't
square
know.
flat Earth theory?
I
That's
don't
new to
know the
me,
answer to that
right?
because
It's actually D. They believe angels are guarding the edges of the Earth.
now you want to really hear, Ivan Teller, he's a ET channeler. We've had him on our show a few
Mm,
times. When I asked him about we was channeling like an Arcturian being, go figure.
all the
Uh,
Arcturians, your
but
people.
I asked, I said, the Earth flat? He said, no, not in this dimension, but there are dimensions where the Earth is flat, and people are tapping into that information. That's why you're never going to tell a flat
Oh.
earther that they're wrong, because they are getting their information technically from another timeline or another dimension.
I mean,
And
if
he's
there are infinite iterations of
yeah,
things, there's got to be an iteration where the Earth is flat.
yeah, and then it
It
gets
ain't this
crazier.
one,
Yeah, it gets crazier. And he said there's other universes out there where there are flat Earths. There's square Earths. There's rectangle Earths. There's like he's like there's planets shaped like rivers. And he said that it's just we're getting crazy here, but he said that there's people in those universes who think the idea of a round planet is a conspiracy theory. Like they don't understand a round planet. And then he said in some of these universes, like people have two heads, and they can't understand how people can only have one
how that
head.
would work, right? Can you
Yeah, they,
imagine?
they, they don't understand how you can only have one head, and they're like, well, first of all, you'd be bored because there's no one to talk to. Like, uh, but if you really start thinking and getting crazy like that, it's like, what the hell is
I
even
mean,
going on?
what was it where they were like trying to speculate what a 2D Earth would be like flat, like really flat
Yeah.
beings, and what a 3D thing would like they wouldn't even understand what it was. All they would see is flat anyway.
Hmm.
Like, I don't know. That's wild. This is crazy. I'm gonna have to Google this because this can't be real. If this is real, Tyler, you're gonna need to get uh, a policy. So, how can you double your benefit when you file an alien abduction insurance claim? I did not know that they had alien abduction insurance.
I
Right,
didn't know. Nobody probably thinks that you can do it, but
right. Anybody out there want to Google that alien abduction insurance claim? Okay, so A, take a selfie with the aliens. B, show scars from the probing. C, have your phone's GPS show it was in outer space. Or D, be impregnated by the aliens.
oh man, I mean, it's just a guess.
Right?
Like, because it's a crazy
I know. Let's look
policy anyway. So
if this will work. Can you imagine? Like, who the hell is selling that? Somebody, a good capitalist.
probably the freaking government
Holy
groups
shit,
that are abducting people,
man! Right?
they're probably selling it, just like the fire insurance in California.
This is not a joke. What the hell? Is this on the Geico.com? Wait a minute.
It's
What?
on Geico's
Holy
website. Like
what?
that's what I'm looking at right now. I'm
What?
like, wait, this is on
Right?
Geico.
Alien. Oh shit, people! I'm
Yes, I am
dead.
so glad we found this.
Oh my god. Well, apparently, Tyler, if you get impregnated by the aliens, you get twice the payout. Just so you guys know.
Well,
What?
how do you prove that?
I don't know. Werewolves, vampires, and ghosts, ransom. Now I can see ransom insurance. But alien abduction. A London based firm has sold more than
Yeah.
30,000 alien abduction insurance policies throughout Europe. Of course, you'll need to provide proof of the occurrence to file a claim. If you're a believer, a little green could save you from the little green men, people. Just so you know. I learned something new today.
There's here. Did you read the next one?
The werewolves, vampires,
Werewolves,
and ghosts.
vampires, and ghosts. This is on Geico's website. First of
This is
all,
great.
um, are you yeah? Are you a little too into this TV series True Blood? No problem. There's an insurance policy for you too. The Royal Falcon Hotel in Lowestoft, England, for example, insured its staff and customers against death and disability caused by ghosts, poltergeists, and other abnormal phenomena.
That has got to be one hell of a haunted or messed up place to work.
Oh, I've worked in a haunted hotel before. It's
You
no
ain't got to
joke.
tell me about haunted. My house is a mess. I'll tell you a story, right? So, uh, without doxing myself. I did my undergrad in New Orleans, and I'll just leave it at that. When I was down there looking at schools, my mother, now you know this from like feel things, clearly I see things, you know, whatever. My mother and my grandmother were the same way. My mother was really, really, really strong, I guess, or whatever. I don't know. So we go to New Orleans, and I'm looking at the school, and we take one of these like haunted tours, but it wasn't like a haunted walking tour. It was a haunted tour like you go in and you do the investigation. They give you, you got the temperature gauges and the EVP stuff and this and that. They give, they got all their little equipment. And at the end, they have you all sit down, like you go to we went to four different locations. You at the end, you go into the place, they do this little meditation, you clear your mind and see if you get any impressions, right? My mother was drunk as shit. My mother drank. Like that's just what she did. In any case, it's New Orleans, so doubly so. It's the last stop at the last place. We go into the little at the very end. We're in a hotel, okay? And we go in the end, and we're supposed to clear our mind. Well, man, we're sitting there for maybe 3 or 4 minutes. I thought she passed out, right? She starts coughing like she's choking. And then she's like, "It's so hot in here." She's coughing and coughing, and then she starts talking to people. She said, "I'm going to get you out of here, honey. I'm going to get you out of here, honey," right? And I'm like, what the hell? And the dude who's leading the tour is sitting at the end of the table. His eyes are this big. And he says, "What do you see?" And she starts describing this little girl in a blue dress. And she's got her hair is curly or whatever. She's got blonde hair. She's holding this little teddy bear thing and she's crying. And there are other kids in there and they're terrified, whatever, whatever. And my mother starts freaking out. And I'm telling the dude, like, "I'm sorry, man. She's been drinking." He's like, "No, no, no. You don't understand." I said, "Mom, mom, mom." Finally, I whacked her, like, "Mom, hey, knock it off," right? The dude is like, "I've never had that happen." He said, "This place used to be an orphanage, right? It was down on, shit, I think Decatur Street. It used to be an orphanage. Now it's a hotel. Well, on Christmas Eve, like, I don't know if it was the late 1800s, early 1900s, whatever, the shit caught on fire. And little kids had died there. And he said other people had described this little girl, but she was like having a full on conversation with this kid, telling her. And then when we're walking to the trolley and she's telling her, "You can't come with me, honey. I have a daughter." I'm like, "Are you still freaking talking? Like, what is happening here?"
Wow.
Tyler, listen, man, listen. I was like, what the fuck? The dude was, his eyes were this big, and he was like, "I have never had that happen." My mother, she was choking like she could taste the smoke. She's talking about how hot it is. She broke a sweat. Like, I'm thinking she's drunk. I didn't know what was going on. I was like 17 at the time. Bruh,
Wow.
it was
That's
it
in,
it was wild.
that's intense.
It was wild.
So what did she say after the fact whenever you asked her about it? Did she like remember it? I mean, was she like
Slightly, but
totally
she was legitimately shit faced. She remembered the little girl. She remembered seeing the girl. She remembered the dude saying something about the place being on fire. She remembered the girl following her to the trolley and her telling her she couldn't come with her. Like, but I
wow.
mean, she was legitimately shit faced. Like, but when she fell out like that, like I thought I was gonna have to carry her to the trolley. Nope, she popped up, started choking. I was like, what
Yeah.
is happening here?
That's
It was
wild.
crazy, dude. It was nuts. My mom used to
There
tell
were
me all kinds of crazy stories. I'm like, "You are nuts." Now I have my own problems. I'm like, yes, I feel things and see stuff, but not like the stuff she would say sometimes. I would be like, "What, woman? Like, what are you talking about?" that was
I
that was nuts.
yeah, I worked at when I was in construction, the last job I did. Um, two guys died working on that job, and there was all kinds of paranormal activity there. And after they died, one of the guys I was working with, this was the weirdest guy. He shows up on the job. We immediately, like, one of those people where you just immediately friends with, you just
Right.
vibe with them. And he started telling me that we were brothers in a past life and all this stuff. And it was weird, but I was like, there's this weird connection. And long story short, this guy ends up getting possessed by one of the guys that died on that job. And he had to, because of people I knew, I was able to send him to a person to actually help him, like, get this thing out of him. And he was talking, he was saying things that he's never said before. He didn't know why he said it, and he was getting these cravings. That's what happens. You start the other
Right. You
person
taking on
starts.
the traits of.
He
Mhm.
looked different. I mean, you looked in his eyes. I was like, oh my, like, he's not joking. Like, there's something else or someone else in him. It was freaky. He kept saying, all of a sudden, he just kept saying, I just want to go home. I just want to go home. I don't know what that means. He was like, I don't know why I'm saying that. He's like, I just feel like I want to go home. So it was that soul that was trapped, basically.
That's wild.
And, and then, so that happened. And then
Like his
everybody
facial
that
features were changing.
he just looked different.
You could
Like, it didn't
just
look like him. It was
right.
so weird. And everybody, the hotel was brand new, just opened up when, and all, they couldn't get anybody to stay working there. People kept quitting. And this one girl, I was on the elevator with her in the elevator shaft where the two guys died. I The elevator was like starting to like short out or something. And she's like, oh hell no, get me off this elevator.
Right.
I'm
Ain't
like,
nobody got time for that.
and she's like, is this is this the shaft where the two men died? I was like,
Oh
yeah.
hell no.
She's like, oh hell. She's like, she goes, mm-mm. She goes,
Nope.
I'm quitting. Today's my last day. She goes, you're not gonna believe me, but I got choked on the toilet the other day while I was in the bathroom on one of these floors by a spirit, by a ghost.
I told you that thing. Whatever's in my house choked my dog.
Really?
Man, I have a big ass pit bull. Did I never tell you that? I know I told a story on Conspiracy Couch. I probably told it when
Yeah,
Alara
I
had me on.
didn't hear it though. I don't think. Maybe I did, but I don't remember.
Tyler. So when I moved down here like over a year ago. But when I moved into this house, you the energy was off. Like I could feel it, but it's a nice house in a nice neighborhood, and I was like, I can deal with it, whatever. I move in here, and originally I had let my niece and her boyfriend move in with me, and they started fighting all the time. Like the kids were miserable. It was horrific. I went back up to Ohio for a little bit. When I came back, she was like, Auntie, she was like, she said, I think the landlord's coming in the house. I said, what do you mean you think the landlord's coming in the house? Like, he lives in Georgia. Landlord ain't coming in the house. What are you talking about? She was like, stuff keeps getting moved and like disappearing. And she was like, I know we'll have the keys and then I can't find the key or she'd be like, the windows are messed up, like this, that, and the other. And I'm like, so I'm thinking, okay, maybe something is going on. So I put up all these freaking cameras all over my house, right? Trying to see what was going on. Well, they moved out, right? Now I have this big ass dog. The dog sleeps in my room at night. And every night I would go in there to go to sleep. And obviously, I don't have a camera in my room. I kept cameras in the main parts of the house just so I could watch and outside, whatever, like,
Hmm.
secure the perimeter. But I don't have nothing in my room. But we'd go in there, lay down. The dog, just the one corner of my room, the dog would bark, like bark at this corner all the time, right? And I kind of got used to it. He would calm down after a while. We'd fall asleep. It'd be the end of it. Well, the one night, the dog is barking at the corner. Then he's growling at the corner. Then he's snarling, like drool, snarling at the corner. Then he starts to choke, like, like
Wow.
takes off out of the room. I was like, oh shit, right? I jumped up. I'm like, Caesar, Caesar, like, don't leave me in here. What the hell? Recollect myself. I go back in there, grab my phone, I hit record. There were all these orbs. After about 5 minutes, the dog the dog comes back in the room, and I've got him on video. He's chasing something around the room, and you can see him. And I've got this big giant closet, like walk-in closet with two doors, so it's the length of the bedroom, and he's going in the one door and going around and looking and coming back out and going in the other door and looking and going in the bathroom and barking and running all around. And I'm like, oh shit, it's still here, right? At one point he comes starts to come out of the closet, and I could see it on my camera, but I could not see it in front of me. This giant orb shoots out of my closet, and the dog jumps, and he looks back, and he runs back in the closet. I immediately sent the video to the State Paranormal Society here. They immediately contacted me and came like 2 weeks later. They set up in my house, cameras, FLIR, EVP, spirit box, the whole 9 yards, right? Set up in my house. They were here overnight, and apparently there's a whole bunch of shit in this house, right?
Hmm.
Not
Sure.
there are my mother is here. My mother said her name a good freaking 10 times. Of course she's here. Like, if anybody's going to be haunting and stalking somebody, it's my mother, believe me. She's here. Something else is here. There are some generally friendly spirits. There's something in this house. Now, when the people were here, we were back in my room trying to figure out what was going on in my room. They're all talkative. The spirits, I mean, not the people. There's a medium back there asking questions. These things are we're getting EVPs. They're talking into the spirit box, all that, right? One of them goes, he's coming. The medium is like, who's coming? Who's coming? The next thing you know, the spirit box goes, the light is a lie. I swear I have told you that story.
Yes, I
I
remember now. Yeah.
I was like, listen, whatever else is here is cool. That dude, like, he has to go, right? Like, anybody but that cat can be in this house. That's fine. I'm used to sharing space. Like, I'm over it. That dude, like, hell no. The light is a lie. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna
Yeah.
die. I was like, I'm gonna die. We sage out the house, bless the house. I do my prayers at night. I go to sleep with either sermons or the Bible playing out loud, not even just because of my house, but to reprogram myself. Like,
Yeah.
I figure we get mentally programmed by the shit we see and hear anyway. I might as well choose what I'm going to program myself with. So that's what I do. And it's calmed down since then. But when that thing choked my dog, and then them people come, and that thing was talking about the light is a lie, Tyler, I was like, whoa, buddy, like, this is not gonna end well.
Well, um, I mean, have things cleared up since then?
A bit.
Obviously.
I can still, like, the ones that don't cause problems, they're here. I can feel them. Once in a while, stuff will get a little amped, and I'll
Yeah.
sage it out and reclaim my space.
Hmm.
But
Oh yeah.
not like what happened before the people was here.
Yeah. I've all I can relate to all that. For one, the dog thing, the exact same stuff has happened with my dog. That's scary because your dog sees something that you can't. Actually,
Yes.
my dog was barking or growling at something that walked in my room and walked along the edge of my bed all the way next to me, like right where my nightstand. My dog followed this thing, was growling at it, and it was growling at something that was standing right next to my bed that I couldn't see. That was freaky. I was like, I didn't even know what to do. This is like, I guess I was starting to go through my awakening, but I was still kind of new to everything. That it freaked me
I
out.
imagine.
Yeah.
I
I
told
mean,
you how I woke up, but like before that, it's not like I was unaware. Like, I knew, I just didn't care.
yeah,
You know,
exactly. Oh shit. Nobody cared. I cared about my
right,
friends and partying.
right,
You could tell you could have showed me real footage of a alien that was verified, and I've been like, yeah, that's cool, but we're going to the bar tonight,
right.
so you know,
Mhm. Pretty much.
yeah.
It's in, like, a lot of people, they wake up and then, like, maybe they come new to all these subjects, or they start to learn about these subjects. I knew. I was just like, eh,
Yeah.
you know, that doesn't matter to me right here, right now, though.
Hmm.
This kicking it does, though. You
Yeah.
know, it was a
The scare
mess.
One of the scariest things that happened to me was I was living by myself, and I still was a party. I was still a drinker, but I was waking up to all this stuff, and I was um whenever I was hungover, my favorite thing to do is I always played in a band, and I loved waking up and cranking up my guitar amp and just playing guitar. I had no one in my house. I lived by myself, and I would do that when I don't know why. When I was hungover, I just liked to do it.
Eh,
And yeah,
you know,
I wouldn't even get dressed. I would like wake up, and it would be I would like be writing music in my head, and I would be in my underwear, and I would go pick up the guitar and start playing. Well, I had let my dogs outside, and I was playing, and I saw out of the corner of my eye what I thought was my dog coming walking towards me, and then it clicked. I'm like, my dogs are outside. What did I see? And I looked up, and it was a shadow person.
oh no.
And as soon as I saw it, it it just like darted at me. It jumped at me, and I jumped back. I don't even know 4 feet,
I bet.
trying to get away from it, but it literally entered my body.
Oh
Like
no.
I
No,
felt it. I
sir.
felt it. I jumped back. I was like, "What the?" I don't even know what I was saying.
Oh, I can
I
imagine.
sat. I sat there. I sat there just like feeling like, okay, what just happened? What was that? Like, I feel different. Something's off. I didn't know what to do with myself. And I luckily I had a Reiki healer at the time. Or no, I didn't have a Reiki healer. So I was going to a crystal show that I got invited to, and there was like these Reiki healers there, and I was walking around, and I went to this Reiki table, and the lady's like, talking to me. She's like, "You want a session?" Blah. I'm like, "No, I'm gonna walk around, check it out." And then I came. This was literally the next day, actually, and walked around, and I came back, and I came back to the Reiki table, and she's like, "So you ready to get rid of this thing?" And I said, "What thing?"
Mhm.
She goes, "You know what I'm talking about." I was like, "How did you know?" And she's like, "I can tell my body does this whenever somebody has," and then she goes, "It's not good. We need to get rid of this thing." And she like performed like spiritual surgery on me and like removed this thing. And
Could
it
you
was,
feel it leave you?
oh yeah, like it was like, I
That's the
felt
weirdest
you actually
feeling, right?
physically, this has happened to me twice. You feel physically lighter afterwards. Like
Mhm.
you don't, you just feel entirely different. The
Yeah.
first time I had been carrying one for years, I didn't know.
Yep.
After my mom died, it came in, and when they finally removed it, I didn't even know who I was anymore.
I
I
Tyler,
was
you already know.
lost.
I know.
Yeah, yeah,
I know.
exactly.
I
Yeah.
know exactly what you mean. That's man. These
Anyway, yeah.
hauntings.
So next question.
Let's see. Right? It's giving us a lot of good topics though, right?
This could be the show.
This could be the show.
Let's
I'm gonna
start.
have to change the title. This is not
Let's start a show. We'll go live on Friday nights and play this game and tell
right.
stories.
There's probably a good 300 cards here. Shit. There's
Yeah,
plenty of stuff to talk about. Okay, hold on. Wait, let me find something that
yeah. And then people are tuning in thinking they're getting news about Syria and Russia and Biden.
I gotta fix it. I gotta fix it. I swear. Uh oh, Allison, thank you. I see she put some lemons in on D Live. Are there? Do you? Can you see? Wait a minute. I don't know if I missed any super chats on YouTube. I didn't do it on purpose.
There's none on YouTube.
Okay.
And no,
See,
like
I'm not trying to
people.
be
Yeah.
an ass. I just. All right. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, what is this? Okay. Nicolas Cage is not actually a human, but instead is what? A shape-shifting reptilian, an alien from Alpha Centauri, a werewolf, or a vampire?
Oh man, that could be any of the above.
I know, right?
I'm gonna go with Alpha Centauri.
He's actually a vampire. Who knew?
Really?
Who knew? I mean, like, he looks exactly the freaking same, right? I mean, think
As
about it.
what? Oh, as he always did.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
he literally looks exactly the same. All right, hold on, let's see. Uh oh,
And
we
he and all of his movies have some type of weird like
don't they?
disclosure in them. Yeah.
Except
The
well, Con
movie.
Air. Not really Con Air. That was my
Yeah.
movie though.
Did you see? Have you seen the movie Knowing that he's in?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yes. That
I
is a
like
good
that.
movie.
That's
That is a good movie.
the beauty of Nicolas Cage, that he like, it doesn't matter how bad of an actor he is, he can still like be in a good movie and pull it off.
Yeah, he does too.
Yeah,
Like you'd
like
think,
he's a bad actor, but you still watch it, and it's
right?
still a good
It's
movie.
kind of like Keanu Reeves, man.
Yeah, Yeah. Hmm.
Not the best actor in the world. Movies are the bomb,
Yeah,
and he
exactly.
kills it like he kills it, no matter what
Yeah.
it is. All right. Here's a hard one. Here's a hard one. And you guys in the chat, let's see what you got. I'm gonna wait for a second before I give him the answer here. Okay, what structure built by Stone Age people in France is theorized to be a GPS-like guidance system for alien spacecraft? Notre Dame, Chauvet Cave, the Karnak stones, or Stonehenge?
Is it just for the chat?
Well, let's see what he comes up with, what they come up with. Okay, so Notre Dame, Chauvet Cave, the Karnak stones, or Stonehenge. Oh, I see a Stonehenge. Who else? I can't see. The only ones let me see. I can see D Live and oh, I think this is YouTube. Can you see Foxhole? We got. Oh, I see a Karnak stones,
I,
Stonehenge.
how do you spell? I don't know. Why don't I know what the Carnac stones are? I'm trying to think of what they are. I can't picture them.
I see another one, Karnak stones, Stonehenge. So it seems okay. It's kind of a trick question. Stonehenge is in England. It is the Karnak stones. I don't know. Let's look and see what are they.
Carnac, France. Oh, Carnac, France. That's
Hint,
easy
hint.
if you
Right.
know. Yeah.
If you know Karnak is in France, right? Very
I just
good.
know.
Oh, guys on D Live had it for sure. That's nice.
I was guessing Stonehenge, but I don't. That I'm actually surprised that I'm not familiar with the Carnac stones.
Yes. Well, Stonehenge is in England. I'm sure that it
Oh,
probably is.
I've seen pictures of this before. I just didn't know that's what it
Let me
was.
see.
I mean, technically, Stonehenge could be the same thing.
Yeah,
We
I know. I was
actually,
just thinking
yeah.
that. Oh, this does look. Oh, that's creepy as shit. I mean, what do you what like the fact that they would think that like just monolithic people or you know would just randomly for fun be standing up hundreds of heavy ass stones in a field for what?
No, first of all, I was just in Mexico in January for
I
Christmas.
know. I'm so
I was
jealous.
there
That was
for
awesome.
Christmas, and I was there for the 1221 portal, and I was actually at Chichen Itza
I wish
on
I
the
could
day
go
of the
there.
portal.
Oh,
Yeah, on the solstice, the winter solstice. I was there at the pyramid site on that day. Um, and for one, in Mexico, there is no such thing as chemtrails. Like you can't find the air is beautifully clear down there. You can breathe better, you feel better, the energy is different. The only chemtrails I saw the entire trip were on that day directly
oh,
above
imagine that.
the pyramid, directly above that site. And there was three of them crossed. And I'm
Shady.
and it's like, come on now. Like we
Right.
know the significance of whatever portal is actually opening up in this area because clearly they chose this area to build on for a
Yeah, why you
reason.
gotta try and block? Why
So
you gotta
they're
try and block the energy? That's so hateful.
yeah, it was but anyway, what I was gonna say is there's a place where they have some of the random stones laying around. They're not that big. That they just like were in mid construction and they just left them laying. They never
Like they just
finished.
had walked
Yeah,
off one day.
yeah. So you're not supposed to touch them or whatever. I was like, screw that. And I wanted
Of
to
course.
see. I wanted to see the weight of one of them. I wanted to feel like it was. It could have been a movable stone, but when you tried to move it, these things are so heavy, and this is a small stone. They're so heavy it doesn't become real until you try and move it
Right?
yourself. And then you look at it and you're like, okay, even if you got 4 or 5 guys on this thing because that's all you could fit around it, you can't grab it. Like it was like it was just really weird. I'm like, there's no way they did this by hand.
Sonic
There's
levitation.
yeah, there's just I mean we know that right? We know they didn't do it by hand, but when you're actually there, like even if you like try and build a contraption in your head, even to get the stone like moving, like takes a contraption in itself
Right?
and to get it up somewhere to any type of height, it's not feasible. Like, come on,
That's great. They want yeah. I mean, they act like
Mex-
people just pushed them with
Mexico
tree
can't afford
logs.
the chemtrails. That's what it is. Sorry.
That's funny. Oh, thank you, Blue Phoenix. Oh, look. T. Roy Cooks, what up with you? He said they have deep ruts in the ground where they wheeled the heavy stones into place. I'm still
Maybe,
thinking, I
but
mean,
there's also there's also the hieroglyph in Egypt that shows two different people, I guess you can call them people, holding these cone-shaped stones. And there's
The pine cones?
yeah, they're holding. Well, no, not
Mm-hmm.
the pine cones.
Oh,
Well, these are different. But there's two different people. It's on a slab. There's two different people holding a stone, and they're both pointing it at a levitating stone in the depiction, right? And it's clearly showing that they're using these two tools in tandem to lift this stone. And the cone-shaped stones, Michael Tellinger has done that work in Africa. He finds these everywhere, and there's specifically each one resonates at a different frequency, and he realized this is part of their technology. So these cones that they used actually have a lot to do with how they move these stones. And then the whole crystal or the coral
I was
castle,
just gonna bring that up in
the
Florida.
kid the kid on the bike who saw the kids on the bike who saw they saw the guy lifting a stone, and they went home and told their parents that he was lifting it with ice cream cones. He was moving it with ice cream
See?
cones. And well, I mean, obviously they weren't ice cream cones, but something about that cone shape stone, it's probably so simple too. And we just don't know it.
Or they just, or we did know, and they just now they really don't want us to know.
Yeah.
They take away so much information. I mean, we've seen all kinds of like using rotating magnetic fields to levitate things and different sort of like electrogravitics. And I mean, we know they used mercury for some of these things. And weren't there, I want to say there were places that had big pits that they knew were full of mercury at some point in
Oh yeah.
Mexico and
Oh,
down
in
through.
Asia too, for sure. In Asia, I
Hmm.
know there's actually pits at the base of the pyramid that
Yes, and
have mercury. Yeah,
yeah, that they know. Like, I
that's
mean,
that's
come on,
actually
man.
there. Yeah, I mean,
I mean, that's what the Nazis were using for their, allegedly their prototype anti-gravity machines, right? They were using some
yeah.
sort of mercury-based anti-gravity engine.
Well, yeah,
I
exactly. I
thought.
mean, they were using they were. I think it has a lot more to do with sound also in both. Um, be for one because of Michael Tellinger, his book, The African Stone Temples or whatever it's called. I forgot I have it over there. But anyway, what he did, so all these stone structures in Africa and South Africa that have been written off as like cattle herding areas and all these bullshit reasons why these stones are here. There's no rhyme or reason to each structure, and they're all just like stones laid out in a pattern on the ground, and nobody can figure out what they were. And he accident because he was finding these cones, and he started realizing, like, making a connection with the sound, like schematics, like when you put like
Yes.
sand on a speaker, it creates a
Hmm.
pattern. He
Perfect
realized,
geometric patterns.
yes.
Hmm.
So that's what these structures were, but it was hard to tell. They're so old and they're not all there. But he realized that the structure was built to match the exact pattern of the frequency in that spot on the earth. So whatever pattern was created by that frequency, they built that stone pattern, like the schematics of it, into a structure. And
Oh,
he's verified this. He knows that each one is different because each spot resonates differently.
right.
So now he's trying to figure out, well, what was the purpose? Because he doesn't like, was there a reason they were building a structure there? Like, he thinks it was some type of like grid for a technology they were using, maybe across the whole continent or whatever. I don't know.
Man.
It's really interesting.
Yeah, keep me clued in on that. That's crazy.
I mean, you just get
I
the
can
book
see it
and
makes, oh, it's he okay. I can
yeah,
do
it's in a
that.
book. Um, but it's not that. I like that because he went out there, boots on the ground, and figured this out. This isn't some theory.
Right.
Like, this is like he can go out there and prove it to anybody, even the biggest skeptic. Like, no, this is what is here. We don't know why they did it, but um, there's a sound technology involved.
I don't
Yeah,
doubt
and
that at
he
all.
st- he found so many of those cones that he stopped picking them up. because he said they're everywhere in Africa, and each one, when they resonate at a different frequency, and he said it's so powerful when you hit it. It's no accident. They were working with
I
sound in
bet I
ways
wonder,
we
yeah,
can't
different
imagine.
combinations of the different sounds from the different stones probably do different things, I would be willing to bet.
Yeah, we can't even wrap our heads around what they had figured out.
That's have you seen the man, I know there's a YouTube video and I don't remember if it was Africa or the Middle East where the kid found the stone and like if you put it into the water would boil almost instantly or like he would pass it behind his hand and it worked almost like an x-ray.
I know exactly what you're talking about. It's been for a while
Yeah,
ago.
that's an old one. But that
Yeah.
was the it popped up on me again the other day and I just was looking at that like that is freaking wild.
Well, I mean, the technology is there, man. Like, even in construction, like before I quit, we had a device, I mean, an X-ray machine that we used to have like a stud finder, like a magnet, so you
Right,
could
right,
find
right,
a
right.
nail in the wall. Now we had literally a machine you put up against the wall, and it shows you the entire inside of the wall, and you can see where the insulation, the wires, the studs, if whatever is in the wall, you see it. And that's what we were using. That's what they're using now on the
Right.
job sites. And that was done. Imagine how long ago they were using that technology, and why can't you use something like that in real time on a human body instead of the old school X-ray that's
Mhm.
harmful? This thing can you just put up against your arm and see what the hell's going on if your bone's broken or not.
Man, there are so many better ways to do things if they would just admit that there is a better way. But they are so stuck on what's making them money now that they are just, it seems like they are freaking unwilling to explore any alternatives. And it's really aggravating.
Hmm.
Like, really freaking aggravating.
Well, no, yeah, they don't. They're not even trying to explore just
No.
because. Yeah.
And anybody that does do any valid research or come up with any valid theories, they just jack their stuff and tell them they can't use it.
Yeah, they confiscate the
Hmm.
patent. They throw it out the window. Yeah, we know the tactics. It's just like clockwork. You can read them like a
Clockwork,
book.
right?
Read them like a book. Everything.
Oh, what is
Okay.
this? Okay. What was the aim of Project Popeye? To create a drug to make soldiers super strong, to increase the yield of spinach crops, to build a weapon to cause temporary blindness, or to change local weather patterns?
I, A or D?
D. Project Popeye was apparently to change local weather patterns. Like, that's a
I
surprise.
said D because I that felt right, but I thought A just because it's so obvious, like super soldier
Super
making somebody
soldiers,
strong. Yeah.
Popeye, right? Yeah, it does sound right. That's crazy. Man, I think they're doing some crazy weather manipulation nonsense recently. The way China keeps flooding, the crazy weather we've had in Texas, like
What happened
clearly.
in D? What happened in DC the other day with those floods? Did you see that?
Oh, I did see somebody saying that. They were, the whole watch the water thing kept popping up.
Hmm.
Uh, I don't know. I don't
I
know.
mean,
I saw
it,
it for like a day and a half and then I didn't see anything else on it. And it was I saw videos. If anybody in the chat knows, feel free to help us out here. I
I
saw
mean, I saw it. I was looking and following it. I mean, my gut is like, yeah, they're flooding the tunnel system. Makes sense. I thought they already did that when it flooded a few years ago. Um, but I think they're just flooding out the tunnel system for some reason.
well, I mean,
I have a book right here that tells exactly where the tunnel goes underneath DC, underneath the White House. Want me to
well,
read it?
yeah, go ahead. Please do. Share with us.
Hang on, I got way too much junk here. You can go ahead and talk while I find it.
Right? Oh Lord. They got pizza fence questions in here and
Oh, bring it on.
right? Well, I mean this one. Okay, everybody knows this. Well, you would think everybody knows. Okay. What was the name of the pizzeria that was supposedly involved in the pizza fence scandal?
Oh,
Joe's Pie Shop, Comet
no,
Ping Pong, Mario's Pizza, or Mama Maria's Pizzeria?
Comet.
Comet.
That's easy.
Right? Some of
You
these
don't
are
even have
super
to be a
easy. Or
conspiracy
maybe we
theorist.
just think they're easy because this is like literally what we do all day.
So this book is by it's called A Gift from the Stars from Elena Denon. We had her on our show.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so and she has a whole section on here that lists underground bases and their use and blah 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 blah. And when she explained writing this part of the book, she had to stop writing the book for 4 days because what she was channeling, what's going on under these underground, it was it was like killing her. She couldn't do it. But anyway, when you get to Washington D.C.,
It made her sick to actually channel the stuff.
yeah, because she was being shown the base and what's going on there and whatever. So either way,
That's
there's
crazy.
this list every state and like Oklahoma, ADA base, human cloning and genetic experimentation, spaceship base, blah blah blah. But anyway, so underneath Washington, underneath the White House, it's just short. It just lists everything. It says White House, multiple connections with deep underground installations by tunnels and also to a dark cult place, the House of the Temple, whatever that means.
The House of the Temple.
Yeah. Now she's just writing this down as she
Mm.
gets it, so, but multiple connections with deep underground installations by tunnels and also to a dark cult place, the House of the Temple. Apparently it's directly under the White House. And if that's true, that's probably what the hell they're flooding out.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah, it's interesting. You go in, and once you get to Dulce, New Mexico, that
Man,
base, holy shit, there's a lot of information on that
I
one.
bet. I've seen so many different things about that. I mean, what was the name of the guy that lost his fingers?
Phil Schneider.
Phil Schneider, right?
Yeah.
I heard him
Mhm.
talking about the Dulce Wars years ago. And then I
Yeah.
saw something recently, another channel I watch on YouTube all the time, End of Times Productions. You know, I kind of do my black pill thing every once in a while. But
Sure.
they were talking about how, like, if you work there or any of these underground bases where they have these extraterrestrials also working, that you can't say the name of Jesus there. Like, it's part of your contract. Like, you can't even cuss and say it,
Oh, really?
that it's a problem. And that's not the first place I've seen that. I've seen that multiple places, which I thought was, I mean, considering what I believe, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
But he was talking about all the levels down under there, and like the lower you go, the worse it gets, type stuff. Like humans are only allowed on so many of the levels, and then
Yeah. Can I read to you what it explains the
yeah,
12 levels?
oh yeah,
Uh,
bring it.
I lost that section though.
And
Hang on.
I mean, all these bases are connected already.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, from the White House to Dulce to wherever, like they're
Yeah.
all already connected.
Like apparently this explains how there's an underground base under Mount Shasta and the tunnel system leads directly to the freaking Brazil. There's an underground tunnel that goes from Mount Shasta in northern freaking
In North
California,
America, right? All
yeah,
the way
to
down.
down to Brazil.
I don't doubt it. I bet they're global. You probably go underneath the oceans that way too.
All right, you ready?
Yeah,
There's a lot, but I'm just gonna
hit us. It's all
read
right.
through it. So
Unless you're busy, you go right ahead.
Dulce, New Mexico base. So built on 12 levels with its own roads and districts. The first three levels are for Terran officers and labs. So Terran are
Earth,
humans. That's
right?
Terran is what ETs call humans. So we're the first three levels are for Terran offices and labs, Terran and extra Terran vehicle parking, technical and functional maintenance. The fourth level is where things get rough. There are conducted experiments on human soul, dream manipulation, hypnosis, and telepathy. All aspects of mind control planning are done here as well. On the fifth level is an extra Terran housing where abducted Terrans are stored for food in vast tanks in a bio-support gel and constantly stirred by robotic arms are preserved
Stirred.
constantly stirred by robotic arms are I lost my spot now are preserved human body parts. Now what's interesting about that is I have a declassified government document from 1987 that I've actually had verified. This is a legit declassified document, and in it talks about Dulce, and it shows an account of a whistleblower who explains seeing that exact same thing. Explains seeing tanks of body parts being stirred, and this book that was from 1987. This book was written in 2020, and she's channeling the same information. So Yeah, in vast tanks in a biosupport gel constantly stirred by robotic arms are preserved human body parts. On this same level, thousands of cages are piled up in lines and rows containing Terran population of all ages and genders waiting to be eaten.
All 52 genders?
Yeah, all ages and genders. Yeah, all 52 waiting to be eaten. The sixth level is called the
At
nightmare
least
room.
they're inclusive. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
the sixth level is called the Nightmare Room. It contains the genetic laboratories, and here the experiments of crossing humans and animals are carried out. The
Shit, they're
seventh,
doing that now.
yeah,
You,
the
you saw
seventh
that?
level,
The
the seventh.
monkey human embryos? Sorry,
Oh
go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah, I know.
They admitted to that finally the other day.
The seventh level is cryogenic storage of thousands and thousands of Terran adults and children, and as far as we go down, we sink into the shadow. Um, and that's all it says on that.
That's freaking horrific.
Yeah, I've gotten there's a lot of information. There's just the unimaginable, the worst possible unimaginable things that you can even that we can't even imagine happen there at Dulce.
Oh my
Um,
goodness, man.
anyway,
That sounds like hell on earth for sure.
next.
Right?
No,
Okay.
it also explains another reason why they don't want us to populate certain areas is because they don't want us living above some of these bases.
I
And
don't
these
want to live
bases are
above some of them bases either.
yeah, these bases are massive. So it's not it's also population control and getting us all crammed
Yeah,
up
I
in
mean,
this
Agenda
stack on top of each
2030.
other. But they also have and also explains most national parks are a national park for a reason because there's an underground base there. And
Probably
there's a
why so many damn people go missing out of the
that
national parks.
and there's a reason why they closed at night. Like there's a reason why you can not go there at night in a lot of those places. So
Man,
anyway,
hell no. All right, here we go. Ready? Atrazine based herbicide approved for use by the US government prompted InfoWars Alex Jones to proclaim what? The government is run by reptilians, Russians are rigging the election, the earth is flat, or the government is turning the frogs gay.
well, all three of those are actually true.
But atrazine, let me I'm going to hip you to this cuz this is wild. It's actually they're turning the frogs gay. Have you never seen Alex Jones go on that rant?
Oh yeah, no, that's why I said there's all three of those I agree with, except for the flat Earth thing. But no, for sure the frog thing. I mean, they can frogs change gender anyway. That's
Right.
like the whole Jurassic Park story, right?
Right. But they made so much fun of him for saying this, and that was forever ago. Now, if you look on the screen, Berkeley, right in California, Berkeley, University of Berkeley, popular
Yeah.
weed killer demasculinizes frogs, disrupts their sexual development. UC Berkeley study shows.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was true. Look at this craziness. All kind of confusion going on there. I don't know what the hell. Right?
Man, this is a good little red pill game.
Right? Isn't it great? I love it. It's probably one of my favorite things I've bought recently.
I mean, I would have bought it. Where'd you grab it? Where'd you say you bought it?
Amazon.
Oh, you got it on Amazon. Yeah.
My
Oh, I mean, you obviously have to buy it straight from the enemy. I mean, that's how it works, right?
Yeah, right? But, at least they're giving us good products, man. Right?
Hmm.
Like, let's see.
I've heard. I've even heard theories that some of the Amazon facilities are already using replicators to replicate to for some of the items.
Man, that would make perfect freaking sense, right?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I read something the other day. That's all I do is freaking read. So that they've gotten to the point now where the algorithm they will preemptively ship certain products to certain distribution centers based on the customers that are closest. They will predict what you're going to order. If
Hmm.
they know that you order, you know, bed sheets once a year, and you prefer certain spectrum of colors, they will ship that shit, in advance of
Well,
you ordering,
let's be more realistic. It probably would
like
be
razors and shit like that.
probably no. It would probably be thread count, not color.
Oh, well, it might be thread count. I prefer a nice high thread count. Uh, let me see.
I'm tired. What time is it?
Oh, I don't even know. Shit. 10 o'clock? You ready to go?
9 o'clock for me. No, I'm not. I'm fine. Um,
I know this
I'm
was
gonna,
kind of random. Oh, I
yeah,
do have an announcement, you guys, real quick.
kind of random. Do you want me to screen share the message, the text?
Right? It was totally freaking random, man.
Yeah.
Alara wouldn't come hang out with me, guys. That's all right, because I love Tyler. Anyway, that's fine.
Hey, I'm having fun actually.
Right? This was great fun.
Yeah.
Uh, oh, we should show. What are you doing with that video you showed me?
Nothing.
Can we
Share it.
show
Want
the
me to share
people?
it?
Yeah, go ahead. Let me. How do I? Hold on here. Where's it at? Where do I make you a host at?
Bottom. Well, I don't. Next to participants, there's a little arrow.
More. Boop. Make host. Boop. Yep.
Well, it's not make host. It's allow the screen share, or is it the same thing?
I think it's this. It don't. Yeah. Okay, this will work too. I wasn't screen sharing. I mean, I'm already screen sharing, so have at it.
Well, hang on. I gotta figure this out.
I'll drag this out so they can see. This is wild. Is that a little spider? I'm gonna have a fit.
Hang on a second. I'm still learning this.
Well, while you're looking, guys, so I am gonna be on Rockfin now. If you guys are unfamiliar with Rockfin, it's ROKFIN. It's a competitor to Patreon. You can go over and make a free account. That's all I'm asking. Go over and make the free account. My channel should be live as of Monday, and just follow me. If you feel like you want to subscribe, if you love my content and you want to support me and you want to subscribe on Rockfin, it's $9.99. Otherwise, you can hit me with the Cash App or loyal2thefoil.com. You can donate to if you want to show some love. But if you just go over and make the free account on Rockfin and hit follow, that would be love. That is all I got to say about that at the moment.
All right, you ready?
Yep, hit us with it. Let me make the screen bigger so they can see it.
Do I need to turn this up all the way? I don't know how it's gonna pick this up.
I don't know.
All right. Can you see it on your screen?
Yeah, they can see it.
Okay. I'm gonna play it.
This is so creepy.
I may scale, but this is the real reason why I don't show my face. I look. See? See, I got real Illuminati blood.
That's crazy.
Turn the camera on. Now watch this. See that? See that? Get my identity hidden, man.
Look at that. That shit's wild, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. I'm gonna kill my ass.
Yeah.
Oh
That's.
my goodness.
Oh, I could have made it bigger. I didn't realize. So
You want to show it one more time?
yeah, I guess why not? We'll let people look at it again.
Right?
Yeah, but this is the real reason why I don't show my face. I look.
Oh my God.
See, I got real Illuminati bloodline. Turn the camera on. Now watch this. See that? See that?
Yeah, I mean, if that's real, he's real proud of himself.
Well, that's exactly how it's been described by whistleblowers. Like exactly.
Shit, we see it on. They catch it on TV all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it looks
And,
just like that.
and just a little bit about that guy. From what I know, it's a verified Instagram account. He posts a lot of videos that have like insane CGI in them. I don't know if that was CGI. It looks real as AF to
Right?
me.
What do you guys think?
Um,
I see him all WTF in the chat. What do you guys think?
oh shit. You there?
I'm here.
Yeah, sorry, I accidentally just um yeah. What in the world is that? No, so I mean we've seen tons of celebrities. We've seen this happen to countless
Yeah,
celebrities.
on news channels and everything else,
Yeah,
like when they weren't expecting it.
yeah. And the way before I've ever even seen this happen, I remember hearing Corey Good describe what it looks like, and he described it so well. That's the exact picture I painted in my head was that. And he said, "Well, imagine an actual like chameleon.
Right.
You know how they blink like that. It's the same exact concept."
That's
Um,
freaking wild. Mr. Fox says there's an app for that.
yeah. See, people are saying CGI, CGI. It could be. Um,
Divine Fractal says I saw a person's eyes turn to slits live in front of her.
oh, I've literally seen photos of a photograph of somebody that I know that their eyes are slits, and it's fucking freaky.
I imagine.
Um,
Man, you already know. I'd be like, what the
yeah.
what,
So,
bruh?
here's my favorite thing, right? The people that are saying CGI, like, okay, how do you actually know? Seriously, like you might think you know, but what actually like do you know? Well, who told you? And I'm only asking that because imagine if that was real. Imagine if a real UFO landed on the White House and there was a video, White House lawn, and there was a video of it and everybody saw it and it was totally legit. 50,
Yep.
90% of people would say CGI. That's
Mhm.
fake.
That's where we're at now, though.
That's where we're
But
at because everything looks so real. Even
mhm.
video footage of something
Yeah.
legitimate
Remember
is
the
gonna be.
Seattle fireworks?
Yeah, yeah. That
Remember
was
that? That was.
that was
Have you
totally
seen some of
bullshit.
the AR that you don't even need the glasses for? Like they had the whale in that gymnasium that
Mhm.
came up through, or like that dragon at
That's
the
that's like Project Bluebeam, though.
Yes.
That's exactly what that is.
Yep. I
Uh,
mean, people were like, "What? Like, where is
yeah.
that coming from?" Yeah, craziness. No glasses or nothing.
No, it's possible. That's what I'm saying. So that it's easy to fool us. Like apparently some of these holograms, like you wouldn't know that it's a hologram and like unless you were to try and touch it.
Yeah, we're
That's
way
how.
past like Tupac at Coachella. Like
Yeah.
these things are legit looking,
Yeah.
right? Um, I mean, and think about it, if he and I told Tyler before we got on here, like if you are known for doing CGI videos, I mean, yeah, it could be CGI or that could be the perfect place to drop some crazy truth. I don't know.
Mhm.
That just looks pretty convincing to me.
Yeah. Exactly. Um. Yeah. Somebody said not all reptilians are negative. It's true. And that dude, like, we don't know what happens. Like people could be born with stuff like that. Like he could have real reptilian DNA in him that's making he could
He
be more
could.
human. But
I mean, shit, people are born with tails and extra fingers and toes and all
yeah,
kind
I
of
mean,
stuff.
what
Like,
did I just read about Dulce? All those experiments are
hmm
happening there.
I mean, for God's sakes, they're making human pig embryos and human monkey embryos and every other thing. Like, I mean, is that really that much of a stretch?
No,
No.
no, it's not. Yeah, I don't know. We'll just leave that one for the imagination.
Right? That's a wild video though.
Why did somebody say Alara needs a night to meditate? What does that mean?
I don't know what she's doing. She was here. I see she's hosting. I tried. Girl, it's different for girls. Tyler can throw a hat on and jump on here. Like chicks feel like they gotta go, you know, primp before
Well,
they go live. I mean, me personally, I walked in here and sat down today. I was like, I
I
figured
could
out how to
just
make the Zoom
yeah.
work and called it. But
I could just showed up in my underwear.
right,
I didn't even gotta put a shirt on like you guys.
right, it's totally different. Totally different. We gotta break through these gender biases, man. It's unfair. I feel discriminated against as a YouTuber that I have to come on here and comb my hair. You know?
Shut up.
Jeez.
Oh, I'm
Ah,
messing with you.
okay, here's another one.
Right.
Conspiracists claim the U.S. Air Force HAARP project, right, had several functions. Which answer below was not one of them? Okay, was not one of them. Changing the weather, causing earthquakes, creating a cloaking field, or mind control.
Mind control.
Creating
Although
a
I don't
cloaking
know.
field.
Yeah. Well,
They
damn it.
claim creating you would think creating a cloaking field would be like something you could do with that kind of an array, but apparently that is not what one of the purposes was. Mind
Well,
control. Hmm.
I think it could be all of them.
I
I
mean,
don't know.
we don't, man, do we even really know? Like, I know they superheat the ionosphere and they can direct that energy down to definitely change the weather, definitely cause earthquakes. Uh, I mean, you would think, I mean, it's an antenna array. They could
Yeah.
probably broadcast stuff too, which would lead to the mind control, like the whole voice of God tech. I mean, they don't need HAARP, but I imagine that they could fit HAARP to do that. But apparently, they never thought to make a cloaking field with it. I don't know why. That'd have been my number one. That'd have been at the top of my list of shit to do.
Well, wait. So I'm sorry. I'm trying to look up something at the same time. But you said that cloaking field was what they were, the one
Was
thing they were not doing.
Yeah, the one thing they were not doing was trying to make a cloaking field.
I guess.
I mean,
Yeah.
it
I'm
seems
just.
like,
Well, I guess. Yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
just trying
the
to figure out.
Philadelphia experiment, they were trying to cloak things.
You think so, or you
Oh,
think they were
they
trying to
admitted
time
that. Well,
travel?
that's what they ended up with. But the
Yeah.
project started out with them trying to cloak the ships during the war. It turned out that they ended up time traveling. And I didn't know this, but like shit, Nikola Tesla and Werner von Braun and some other name that we would all know that I can't think of right now for whatever reason were actually working on the Philadelphia experiment. I was watching a thing on it the other day.
Yeah. No, there's legit people. No, Tesla
Yeah.
was absolutely
Oh,
involved
I
in
was
it.
watching something about the
Yeah.
Chronovisor, which is a whole nother rabbit hole.
The one in the Vatican.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. That
Oh,
is.
buddy. That's some shit
But
right there.
I've heard that they could only a specific race of ET could use that
The
chronovisor.
Chronovisor?
Yeah, it
It was
wasn't.
my understanding that they designed it, that humans were using it. And as a matter of fact, it really made me think about Project Looking Glass. I know that's supposed to be something totally different, but this
It's
Chronovisor thing,
very similar. Yeah.
yeah, it sounded like a very
Well.
similar apparatus, and this was definitely able to be used by humans because there was a guy, matter of fact, the guy, let me see if I can find his name. The guy that was working on the project with them, uh hold on. The guy that was working on the project with him said that he used it himself. Like,
Mhm. Well, I think I've heard also. I think there's probably that one, but I've heard originally they had one like a long time ago, but it was only could be used by like a certain. It worked with the DNA of whatever race gave it to them, so they couldn't like humans couldn't use it. I'm sure they've now reverse engineered that and made it. But I heard that originally that technology
you think
was
they
not,
found it? They didn't build it. They found it and then they retrofit it so they could use it.
or it was given to them.
Right.
One or the
Well,
other.
yeah, right. Father Pellegrino Ernetti claimed that he helped create a time machine called the Chronovisor, which he used to observe the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. That's who that was. And he said that he was working on that. Uh, Oh, yeah, here. According to Brunet, the chronovisor was developed by Father Pellegrino Ernetti, a Benedictine monk. Ernetti allegedly kept the device secret until the early 1960s when he confided in Brunet and told him that 12 scientists, including famed physicist, that's who I couldn't think of, Enrico Fermi, and former Nazi scientist Werner von Braun helped him to build it. Made of cathode rays, antennae, metals that receive sound and light signals on all wavelengths, the chronovisor purportedly allowed the team of scientists to document the events of the past, including the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. Their premise was that anything you speak or anything that happens, like obviously it emits frequency, a vibration, or whatever into the 3D world, but it never really goes away. It's there. You just kind of have to tune into it. And I mean, if we don't think
Mhm.
about time as a linear construct, if we think about the fact that everything is happening all at once all the time,
Yeah.
our perspective is that of a line, but like
Hmm.
in fact all things are happening at the same time. It would make
Precisely.
sense that you could tune in to
Yeah.
something.
Exactly. You're not time traveling. That's not
Right.
involved.
You're
You're just
just
like
tuning the dial there to see
it's
what
a
you can.
radio station. Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
Um.
That's where we
Can
mess up, is thinking shit is a line.
can I share screen share
Yeah,
video?
have at it.
So this. Hang on. Screen share.
Oh, let me get this. Hold on.
Whenever you're ready. So what
Yeah,
this
go ahead. It's
is,
up.
you see it. So I couldn't sleep one night, which happens a lot. And when I still had cable, GI Joe. This was like an old 1980s
Mm-hmm.
GI Joe cartoon. You might have seen this already, but the people, um, I don't know if the audience has. And I'm like, they're. I realized this show is dropping disclosure majorly. So they're talking about the DEWs, directed energy weapons, and how they're creating fires. And in this episode, the targeted area was California.
Yeah, imagine
And
that.
so watch this. I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm gonna play it.
So small could command a satellite orbiting hundreds of miles above us.
First of all, can you even hear that?
Not really.
And it doesn't matter. Well, you can still watch it. So he that little chip he has. He's saying, how can something so small uh, in a satellite control something hundreds of miles away? Anyway,
Right.
so you can still see they're depicting. He puts that chip into a computer.
Yeah, it looks. I mean, yeah, and in 1987, microchips was definitely not looking
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, so he puts it in there, and this is a model of what they can do with this technology. So this is what the satellite does. It causes fires.
Imagine that.
They're showing it, and he's like, um, "I'm the new fire department."
Right.
So, and then if they if they don't pay, I start fires. And he says, "How much do they pay?" He says, "Fire insurance is expensive, billions." So
Uh huh.
it's like they're causing the fires and then charging people fire insurance. It's like they're just screwing. This is an
Yeah.
87.
Imagine that.
This never stopped. Yeah, I mean, how the hell do I get out of this now?
Uh, I don't know. End screen share, maybe.
Oh yeah, I have two monitors now. I'm still getting used to that. Um. Anyway, yeah, if you could hear it, it's better, but you still get the idea.
Yeah.
Like
That's. I mean, that's definitely what.
and then that's what the whole Tesla thing was. They called his technology a death ray. But of course, he wasn't building it for that. But they wanted to make it frame him and make it look like he
Yeah.
was
Of course.
creating something to kill people. And then they took that technology and now they're using it for exactly that.
Imagine that. Sneaky bastards. That's
Um,
that's crazy.
are people even still watching us?
Yeah. Yeah.
We've been going for what 97 minutes.
Yeah. Well, we can wrap up now. This was fun. I had fun with
Yeah,
this.
no, it
This is
was
probably my favorite show ever. I got to change the title.
favorite show ever. Look at that, and it was all last minute.
Woo! Right?
Let's do it again.
Yeah. Let's do this. This is fun.
Here.
We got plenty of material here for sure.
Oh shit, this is like a whole new concept for a show.
I
Oh,
know. I love it. That's what we'll call it. Conspiracy theory, the board game.
yeah. No,
Right?
the
With Tyler the Decider Koala.
red pill car wash. We were at the Florida conference. There was this walkway, this ramp that took you to the beach, and in the middle of it, there was like this little like gathering area, and some of the people from the conference were sitting there one day, and they were red pilling everybody that walked by. There was like something. And they sat there for like hours doing it. And we jokingly call it the red pill car wash because nobody could make it by without getting red
Some kind
pill.
of red pill. What a great idea.
Yeah. They just sat there all day. And I was like, that actually is a good name for a show.
Right? This was one hell of a show premise here. Just random conspiracy theory trivia. I like it. But all right, you guys. Well, much love. Like I said, go make the free Rockfin account. If you love my content and want to support it, like, share, subscribe. My Cash App, and you can donate at loyal2thefoil.com directly is listed below. Tyler, do you have anything you want to promote? You gotta have stuff you want to promote.
Well, I do want to let people know that our episode with Ken Rolla was removed from YouTube.
Oh Jesus.
And
They're probably gonna pull this one too.
yeah. So
I'm sure.
that one's on Rumble primarily. It's on Rumble. We tried BitChute. BitChute would not. We can't get shit uploaded on BitChute right now, but it's on Rumble and Foxhole. If and all the audio platforms. But seriously, guys, check it out. And I'm not just saying that; it might be one of our favorite episodes to date. Ken is on top of it. He's covering some legitimate information. Obviously, it was pulled for a reason. So go
Ain't
check
that
that out.
always the way?
Yeah,
Right? If you're watching on D Live or YouTube and you have not gone over to Foxhole, go check it out. All your favorite streamers are there. I'm there, Alara's there, Tyler's there, Red Pill, Space Shot, Methods, uh, Kate Awakening, Joey Mormon. Just everybody
Jordan
is over
Sather.
there. Yeah.
Jordan,
Who else?
Jordan Sather. Did you say him?
Jordan Sather is over there. Who else? I can't even think. There's a lot of people up on Foxhole though. If you have not gone over there and checked it out, or pilled.net also is a good place to hang out. Do that.
They said we're a power team, power couple.
Oh, woohoo! Power team in the conspiracy world, repping the
Hey,
lizard folk, right?
I mean, I know you got a couple shows going. I'm always down for a side project.
Yeah, we Tyler, I'd be more than happy. I think this was fun. I think we work well together. That'd be super
Somebody
entertaining.
even said that they might even rewatch it. There you go. That's what.
Oh, look at that path, right? Thanks, guys. Well, we love you. And until next time.
Good night, guys. Are we live? We done? No.